are joined by Pardiss Kebriaeu. Now, she is lead counsel with the Center for Constitutional Rights, and her group, the American Civil Liberties Union, have just filed a lawsuit challenging the government's targeted killing of 3 U.S. citizens in drone strikes. Pardiss, if you could just tell us what exactly about this memo that you are opposed to?
I wanted to clarify, I'm with the Center for Constitutional Rights. Our number one problem with this memo is, well, there are several problems with it. One is, as was said, it's not enough. This is a white paper summary of a memo that remains secret, that we haven't seen, and the administration has still not said enough about how it believes that it has the authority to kill people, including U.S. citizens, outside of any recognized zone of war. So there are a number of problems with it, but the starting point, I would say, is actually about a continuing lack of transparency and an absolute lack of accounting for what the government is doing. It has not answered fully or meaningfully to the public, or certainly not in court, for any of its killings, which by now number anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 people. So this memo is about about limited circumstances, specific circumstances where the government believes that there's a specific individual who's a leader of an associated force who poses an imminent threat. That actually, there are problems with that analysis, but it doesn't describe the majority of targeted killings that are occurring by the United States around the world today.
I just want to get in here and just sort of take it a little wider, a little broader here. Within the current global climate in terms of battling the terrorists, do you think how much support do you think your organization has in terms of trying to stop such practices?
Well, one thing we're trying to do again is demand judicial review of the standards that the United States, the administration, is using to conduct its targeted killings. That's the first hurdle that we're facing right now in court. We filed a case with the ACLU on behalf of 3 Americans, including Anwar al-Awlaki, but 2 other Americans, Samir Khan and a 16-year-old boy, Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki, who were killed in strikes in 2011. So what we're saying at this point is let's leave aside the question of the merits of what the government is doing, but let's first get an independent body to look at these killings, some of these killings, and force the government to explain its actions, defend its actions in court, and to get an independent tribunal to review the legal standards, the law that the administration is relying on.
Right. So that's Pardiss, sorry, again, I'm just going to interrupt here again. Are you against the targeted killing of Americans, or are you against the targeted killing of anyone?
We are against unlawful targeted killings of anyone. And that includes American citizens. It includes, the vast majority of them include foreign citizens. What we are against is not the ability of the United States to defend itself or to use lethal force in circumstances where the law allows, but what the administration is doing right now is using the laws of war, which are specifically triggered in situations of armed conflict, in situations where you have active combat, active hostilities, and applying those laws globally. So their position is that if they believe there is an individual who presents a threat to it, they can target that person with a drone, with armed force, with missiles, wherever they may be. That's not only unlawful, but it's incredibly dangerous, namely for innocent civilians, for civilian bystanders who are in the area, because the laws of war are more permissible. They are more permissible in terms of what they allow governments to do in using lethal force. So it's an extremely dangerous proposition. It's an extremely dangerous practice, and it is illegal. But our position is these targeted killings, which I've said have now killed thousands of people in Pakistan, in Yemen, in Somalia, they're unlawful, whether the citizenship is of a U.S. citizen or of a foreign citizen.
Pardiss, thank you very much for speaking with us there. Pardiss Kebriaeu from the Center for Constitutional Rights.